Welcome to Bad Movie Brothers. I'm Eric.
I'm Chad.
And today we watched Dolly Dearest.
Boom.
Now, loyal viewers,
Sure.
by which I mean our mom, will remember that a couple of episodes ago we watched some movie. I couldn't tell you what movie. And it had on it a trailer for a killer doll movie called Dolly Dearest.
It was that little kid one where the magic. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. I think it was the Lorenzo Lamas one.
That was a good one.
But our favorite part of that movie was the trailer for the movie we're going to talk about tonight.
This is approaching the best movie we've seen.
Like, it's certainly in the upper echelon.
It's very well acted.
It is not a good movie.
No.
But it is one of the better. Listen, I'm not saying this is any My Chauffeur.
Right. Can't touch that.
But it's not far off from a Made to Order.
Right. I agree. You're right there. You got it.
Dolly Dearest concerns an American family who has moved down to Mexico to open a doll factory.
Huge problem with that.
Oh, sure, but... And it turns out the dolls are possessed, and they cause a certain amount of mischief for our American family. A bunch of nobodies.
Mischief.
Murderous mischief.
There you go.
And they cause a lot of trouble for our family, who includes Mom Tasha Yar from Star Trek The Next Generation.
I thought that you'd be more comfortable if Dolly slept over there in the chair.
Don't touch her.
I was so close.
Wait, what was close?
I thought her name was Natasha Yar.
Well, yeah, that's her full name.
Boom, then I got it.
You know, that's not the actress's name, though, right?
Yeah, I don't care what her actual name is. I was trying to just pull her Star Trek name out of my butt, and I got it.
Good job. Denise
That's pretty
Crosby.
good, man.
Denise Crosby.
That's pretty good. I haven't seen Star Trek The Next Generation probably since we lived in the same house, and I got it.
Good job.
Yeah, that's right.
Good job. She's also in Pet Sematary.
Whatever.
All right.
She did a good job.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it.
She's pretty good. I would not have left Star Trek for it.
No.
You know, I don't mean to Monday morning quarterback Denise Crosby's career.
Look at you, Monday morning quarterback.
That's right. I know about sports ball.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. That's right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But why would you move to Mexico to open a doll making factory? They weren't in the doll making business before.
Right. So that's getting to the tip of the mountain that is the confusing things about this movie. So at the very beginning, just dealing with why they're there in the first place, it makes zero sense. Because I feel like we are led to believe that this doll-making business is like the dad's dream?
Look at this, sweetheart. This is the doll your daddy's gonna make in Mexico. You see? And this is the factory where we're gonna make her and sew her little dresses. Isn't she beautiful? And you are gonna be the only little girl in the world whose daddy makes such beautiful dolls. Won't we have fun? We are gonna be such a success.
Like, he's definitely the one who gets him down to Mexico.
Yeah.
And he seems to have the idea for making a doll called Dolly Dearest.
Okay.
That is going to be, you know, the next Cabbage Patch Kid or whatever. The next My Buddy.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Throughout the film, did they make a doll?
No, they did not.
Okay.
Because he is buying an existing doll factory.
Right.
which, fair, okay, I suppose that makes sense. Because the lady who made the dolls has died.
Yes.
Like the lady who owned that factory is dead.
Yes.
Now, I would like to tell you under suspicious circumstances, but that does not seem to be the case.
No, however, this doll factory exists in the middle of nowhere, apparently, next to I think fairly close to a really nice house, and also some Mayan ruins.
Mr. Strella, what is that? What's going on over there?
That is Mayan ruins. They uncover much history of Mayan civilization. Very important finds.
Maya, huh? We studied about them last semester. They're pretty cool dudes.
Cool or not, I don't want you going over there.
Yeah, last week they had an unfortunate accident. A man was crushed by a stone underneath the earth.
So not only is it near Mayan ruins,
Yep.
not only is it Mayan ruin adjacent,
Mm-hmm.
it is also next to a cemetery.
Right. And that's it.
Yeah, and then there's their house,
Yep.
and then there is, I don't know, 50 miles to the next, I don't know, city or whatever.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Additionally, when they get down there and Dad goes to look at the factory, we find out he has bought the factory sight unseen,
Yep.
and that the factory is not what he was told it would be.
Oh, it's a great pleasure having handled this for you, Mr. Wade. It's my first sale.
Mr. Estrella, the appraisal documents indicated the factory had been kept up after Senora DeLuga's death.
Yes, sir. We have been very careful to keep everything just as it was. No one ever comes to the factory, not for any reason.
Ramshackle.
Yeah, and he was told it was in, like, ready-to-go condition.
And you know what? The realtor guy was right. We didn't touch it. It is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the guy's fault.
We are maybe 5 minutes into the movie at this point.
Yep.
And
we haven't touched on the main thing that we saw to begin with.
Right. And we have already identified 4 red flags.
Yeah.
Right? These are, if you do not realize you are in a horror movie,
Uh-huh.
4 things have happened that should make you seriously reconsider your life choices.
And you know what? If he's buying this factory, like, supposedly ready to go,
Yeah.
like, a real businessman would, like, you know, buy the employees and stuff too, but there's, like, nobody works there. I don't mean buys the people. He buys it ready to go. He just takes over, and the people keep working for the business that he takes over. I don't mean slavery. Relax.
Right. Like you'd think, like that he's bought contracts or like, you know, the inventory and equipment and stuff. And it sounds like he got like equipment lists, but that they're all like dummied.
Yeah, I mean, like when people. Go ahead.
Chad,
I lost it.
I am not a lawyer.
Uh-huh.
I smell a lawsuit.
Full-on lawsuit.
If I have just moved my entire family down to Mexico to fulfill my dream of making the bestest doll that there has ever been,
Yep.
and I arrive at my brand new doll factory to find that it is beyond disrepair, I'm suing somebody.
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
See, of course, senor, I understand that we need a little cleaning, perhaps.
The market projections, the inventory analysis, the assessments. Who prepared that material?
I did that, sir. I copied from American business book.
Nice work.
Well, that's what I mean. Just think, when Ted Turner buys WCW wrestling, he doesn't then, you know, he's not the only wrestler. He, in fact, isn't even a wrestler. He buys it kit and caboodle, ready to go. People are going to do it for him. This guy just is like, I'll just go down there and build all these dolls. He's never built a doll in his life.
It would be like when Vince McMahon bought WCW.
Right.
If Ted Turner hadn't done anything with it in 10 years and he showed up and the ring was covered in dust and there was only like a half of Sting lying in the middle of the room or something.
You got it.
Right. But no, he bought a growing concern.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can keep up with this analogy.
Good.
Can I remember any other WCW wrestler? No, I cannot.
Yes, you can, because they bought all of the main ones.
Okay, was Goldface one of them?
Goldface. Ugh. Gold Dust was his name. And he was not Gold Dust in WCW, he was Dustin Runnels, the Natural.
Who was the guy with the blonde high top hair and the like blue Kiss makeup?
That was Sting.
I thought Sting had white makeup and like a scorpion.
That was the Sting. That was Sting after that movie came out with that look. What's the movie? The Crow. He became the Crow Sting. But before that, he was the Surfer Sting, and he had the blonde hair, and he had the scorpion paint on. Colorful, like the Ultimate Warrior. They started together.
Yeah.
They were a tag team.
All right.
They were, what's that movie with Harrison Ford?
42.
No. The
Last
one where
Crusade.
he's
Witness.
Come on, man. He's in the future and like the
Blade
year
Runner.
2000. Yeah, they were the Blade Runners. Blade Runner Sting and Blade Runner Warrior or whatever. That's how they started.
Did the Blade Runners ever fight the Road Warriors?
No.
Okay.
They were never in the same place at the same time.
Were they the same?
No. Different.
Oh, okay. So anywho.
But otherwise, Hulk Hogan wrestled in WCW. Randy Savage wrestled in WCW. Ric Flair.
The Nature
You know
Boy?
these people. Yes. All right, let's go back to the movie.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get back to this Child's Play knockoff.
Better.
No, sir.
I thought that the doll was better than Chucky doll.
No, you are out of your mind.
No, because there was multiple of these dolls, and there's only one Chucky doll.
Somebody has not been keeping up with the Chucky series.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm talking about this one, not all of the Chucky series.
More isn't better.
To me, it is.
Oh, yeah?
When the little doll's running around in the background, we don't even...
Like, listen.
They don't even mention it. That's pretty great.
Well, here, listen, it's okay. I'm just saying Child's Play is better.
Okay.
All right. In any event, I will say a complaint I have with this movie is the lack of doll-based mayhem.
I agree.
This doll does not do a lot.
Yeah, it's more the spirits, evil spirits.
Right, because as we come to find out, for whatever reason with these killer doll movies, you can never just get a movie where the doll is evil.
Right.
It's always possessed by something or other.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Chucky is possessed by the soul of a serial killer.
Yep.
Annabelle is possessed by, I don't know, some sort of demon. Does this doll even have a name?
Dolly.
Dolly. Dolly is possessed by the goat-headed son of Satan who was brought to Earth by some not Mayans.
Sanzia.
We're looking for the remains of the Sanzia devil child. The legends say the Sanzia prepared a place for the birth of Satan's child. They suckled a child that was neither man nor beast. It had the body of an infant and the head of a goat.
The Sanzia, for vague reasons.
Right.
And when some scientists open up its coffin, what does the demon head ghost do? Possesses some dolls?
It had to possess the nearest thing. There was only dolls around.
Well, for A, if it had to possess the nearest thing, why didn't it possess like the machines in the factory? Or the archaeologist?
That guy was dead.
So, that doll ain't alive.
Isn't it?
No.
All right.
Right? We could have had a zombie archaeologist tearing stuff up.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
Like, fine. They needed a reason for the doll to come to life, I guess. I get it. I'm just saying it's a dumb reason.
All right.
So our family's in Mexico. They've bought a lemon of a factory.
Hey, why did this have to happen in Mexico?
That's a great question. I guess because they had fallen on this idea of ruins.
All right.
But yeah, there is nothing Mexico-ish about the movie. Like, you never feel like you're in Mexico. Like, outside of again, some questionable accent work.
Yep.
And a guy mentioning the word burrito.
Mr. Wade, you join me in a burrito?
Oh, sounds good, Luis, but no thanks.
But the daughter, Jessie, the daughter of the family, sees one of the abandoned dolls, one of the leftover dolls in the factory.
Yep.
Says she wants one.
Look at that. Fabulous. Every little girl in the world is going to want one of those.
I want that one.
Well, you've got it. My first sale.
And he says, just made my first sale.
Right.
You didn't sell it. You didn't sell it.
Yeah. It's just new old stock. You didn't make this.
Yeah. But you didn't get anything returned. No, nothing came back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good job. You just made your first sale. You got zero money.
Right.
And
yeah.
you
Get
paid,
used to it,
I
buddy.
don't know, $300,000 for this factory that doesn't work.
Yeah, that's like a trash can as a building. It's terrible.
That doesn't even have working sewing machines, because he has a line where he says something like, sewing machines will be here next week.
The sewing machines arrive next week. Did I tell you?
Oh, yes. You told me.
You know, we never even see the design for the doll he wants to make.
Because he doesn't make any dolls.
Right, but theoretically he has some idea for a doll.
Are you sure?
No.
He's never made a doll before.
Right, but you would think that he had some idea of what he wanted the doll to look like.
He didn't even know what the factory looked like.
Granted. We've already mentioned Tasha Yar. There is also a son, Jimmy.
Yeah, who was he?
Nobody.
Oh, all right. He did a good job.
Yeah, he's all right. So this movie then becomes kind of two movies. It becomes our daughter is slowly turning evil because of her proximity to the evil doll, and also maybe the doll is alive?
Right.
Movie with like the mom and dad dealing with that.
Yep.
Jimmy is smart enough to go find his own movie because Jimmy is drawn like a moth to a flame to these Mayan ruins.
Jimmy really was calling for a butt kicking.
He heard about these ruins and he went, I'm going to go over there. Maybe I'll find some sort of shrunken city. I don't know. But I'm heading over.
So I get that, like a little kid wants to go to the thing, or whatever.
Yeah.
They call it the attractive nuisance doctrine. Got it.
Ooh.
But why does he he doesn't need to be researching things and like reading stuff like that. That's bringing too much into it.
He's a Class A nerd.
No, he's not.
He's got glasses.
So what?
Movie nerd. Automatic. He's
a
researching
movie
stuff. He ends up teaming up with the lead professor who comes all the way down from America to take over the dig. And that's right, folks. We're talking about Mr. Rip Torn.
My father's always looking for ways to further my education. So, let me crawl on top and take a look for you. I've done it before, but it's kind of dark in there, if you know what I mean.
Look, I appreciate your fondness for exploration, but we'll both just have to wait to see what's inside the crypt.
Our crypt. Oh, I knew it was a crypt.
Hey!
Yeah, and he doesn't teach anybody how to play dodgeball. And
he doesn't tell Gary Shandling how to run his talk show.
Right.
He doesn't call in the Men in Black.
No, man, forgot about that one. He should have.
He doesn't break into some people's houses and fall asleep on the couch.
But if this kid is a movie nerd, he should have had like asthma and been afraid of stuff.
Not necessarily. He's just a nerd in like the Monster Squad sense.
I didn't like it.
This kid is hoping for a mummy.
He was a real jerk, that kid.
I liked him. I liked his movie better than the other movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I want to see, because Rip Torn very quickly establishes I kind of hate you, but I guess you're not going away.
Yeah, it's a good buddy-buddy thing.
Bond with the kid.
Tonight, huh?
When the sun disappears, I expect your face to go with it, cierto?
Tells him that he shouldn't go in the ruins, and then when he does, is perfectly willing to just risk the kid's life.
Yeah, go ahead, get in there.
Yeah. Crawl in there, that's fine.
Open that thing.
What do you see?
I don't know. It's real small. It's a coffin, I guess. But it's made out of stone, maybe?
All right, that's enough.
So I wrote down, so we talked about early on that there were a number of red flags as soon as they get to town. I wrote down all of the red flags I felt like by about a half hour into this movie should have made the family head back to the States.
Mm-hmm.
They're driving around, the daughter's playing with the doll, and she starts freaking out because a couple of miles away, a priest is blessing their house.
Right.
She can feel it psychically.
Yep.
That's a red flag. It's a big red flag.
Meanwhile, she has a problem with that, but she has no problem with the other lady blessing herself and other things, and there's like religious candles burning in the house itself. No problem with that.
Well, she develops a problem with that.
Okay.
Because she complains about how the housekeeper's she's always praying to the spirits, and Dolly doesn't like it.
Chloe prays to the spirits, and her spirits hate Dolly.
Jesse.
Freaking Dolly hates it.
Yeah. The daughter starts speaking an ancient language.
Yep, pretty cool.
Always a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Housekeeper gets murdered.
But they don't know that.
How do they not know that? Under
You think
what
she got-
circumstances of them finding the beaten and electrocuted body of their housekeeper in their basement do they not think it's a murder?
They moved to freaking Mexico to start a doll company, and they've never built a doll. They don't know anything about the factory. They don't know anything about the city. They don't know anything about anything.
Let's talk about this basement for a second.
Scary basement.
Right. So like you said, so the housekeeper, she knows something's up. She's, lighting candles and stuff. Dolly doesn't like it. Dolly decides this is victim number one.
Sure.
Lures her down into the basement to kill her. So the basement is filled with doll parts.
Right.
So was this house the house of the lady who owned the doll factory?
Even if it is, who has a perfectly good factory that there's a lot of open space in, by the way.
Yeah.
And just stores a bunch of doll stuff in the basement.
Also, red flag when you move into a house and there are a bunch of there's a box of doll's eyes.
Right.
Nope. Anyway, lures her down there, plays some of your usual, I'm a small horror movie monster, hide and seek kind of stuff. And then she gets the housekeeper to fall into a vat of water? Why is there a vat of water in the basement?
Maybe that is the bath for the dolls. Nothing else makes sense.
No, it doesn't, but that's...
So, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you on the TV show Bad Movie Brothers? Are you calling me to task for nitpicking the movie we watched?
No.
Okay.
You're nitpicking things that don't make sense about a movie that we still haven't yet had anything make sense on.
That's what this show is about. I know you haven't seen this show.
No, I have not. Have you? Oh, yeah, you probably edited it.
Yeah, I don't watch it again after I've edited it, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You look very lovely tonight. Of course, you look lovely every night.
Let's talk about Dolly's second victim. The factory worker, the only employee of the factory.
So did they kill that guy, or did he have a heart attack?
Let's step back. That's a good question.
You're gonna talk about his creepiness?
Oh, you know I am.
Yeah.
You women, you're all alike, you know? Well, let me tell you something. You're ugly, and your nose is shiny, too.
So after offering the boss a burrito, which the boss declines, boss leaves.
Yeah, and they're working till like late. Why?
Oh, it's
They're
dark.
not doing anything.
It
They're getting
is
nothing
dark.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he apparently, I don't know if he lives at the factory.
I think that was like the night cleaning guy.
This factory's not even up and running. What night cleaning guy?
What else is he doing?
Helping him set the stuff up? I don't know.
Okay.
In any event, he's making dinner on a hot plate.
Yep.
How you make a burrito on a hot plate, I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. He takes one of the dolls off the shelf and basically asks it out on a date.
Yeah, he takes it on a date.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it's weird.
And that's when we find out that it's not just Jesse's dolly that's possessed.
Right, it's all of them.
All of the dollies are possessed.
And they're running around, going giggling and screaming and doing their crazy stuff.
Just having decided to kill this guy for no clear reason.
Right. Again, I'm not sure if they killed him.
Well, they were trying to.
Okay.
Whether or not he died from them running his hand through the sewing machine.
Yeah, well, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
But definitely after they've done that, he rips his shirt open.
Yep.
And then just collapses to the ground.
I was waiting for something to pop out.
I was too. Because then when he's laying there, doesn't his stomach like kind of bulge kind of weird?
Yeah, his heart's like pumping.
Is that
real
what
heavy.
that was supposed to be?
Yeah.
I definitely thought like a doll was going to spring out of it. Which
Like a
didn't
little
make any
mini
sense,
doll.
but I was all for.
Yeah, I was hoping a little mini doll's gonna come out.
Ooh.
Or it could have been like the devil with the goat head or whatever.
Yeah, sure. So it is neat that the devil has possessed a bunch of dolls.
Yeah, that's cool.
The devil doesn't really do anything with them.
No.
What is the devil's plan?
It had something to do with children, to get the children. Well, it was like Ernest Scared Stupid, you know, get the children.
She's in here with me. She belongs to me. You'll never get her back now. We're together forever. She'll always be mine.
And then what?
I don't know, feast on them?
Because like, as a doll?
No, I don't remember, man. It was like, get the kids.
Like, because I would understand if this was a movie about how ultimately...
Well, if you want somebody to worship you or whatever, what are you going to get, the old people, or are you going to get the people that are young that'll worship you for a long time?
But is that what it's going for? Is it wants to be worshipped?
I don't know, man.
Well,
it
that's
was,
what I'm saying.
It was in the crypt for years and years, and like a guy just touches the crypt and it escapes. He didn't even touch the tomb, so it didn't make any sense to begin with.
He didn't even open it, because we get to
Right.
see Rip Torn open it later.
Right.
Which is great, because then he finds the skeletal remains of a human body with a goat head, and he immediately goes, it's real. And it's like, you know, they could have just put a skeleton in there.
Right.
Have you not been to a sideshow, Rip Torn?
It's real enough, man. You're going in the little crypt. That's real enough.
Yeah,
That's real.
But anyway, but like, is the demon hoping to eventually possess the little girl and then have a human body?
I think that's what it's working on.
But it would have been nice if they would have said.
Well, all right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
They get pretty close, though. She gets pretty real.
Yeah, you mean by gets pretty real, do you mean that she's able to go from her ugly doll face to Buffy vampire doll face?
I'm talking about the little girl. The little girl gets pretty real. She goes from like nice, to like
Yeah, she has a real attitude problem.
What do you want?
Don't talk to me in that tone, young lady.
Yeah, she's a real jerk.
Right, and the mom's attitude doll of this is to just be like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, the mom was really useless.
Oh, we would have been beaten within an inch of our lives, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can bet that doll would have been taken away.
Yeah.
I will say this for our parents. This wouldn't have happened to them.
No creepy dolls.
Nope. There's no way that they would have bought some factory in Mexico and then been okay with it when it didn't turn out the way it was supposed to be.
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Our parents kept us from getting murdered by dolls.
Well,
So
you
far.
never know. Those wrestling buddies could have been real.
That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warriors.
Yeah, he could have killed us.
Probably. We didn't have My Buddy, our Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah, well, you had Hulk Hogan. I mean,
You had that creepy
immortal.
Cabbage Patch Kid.
Okay, mine was better than yours.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
No.
Who knows? All of your gerbils escaped and could have killed us in our sleep.
It was a hamster.
Whatever.
It was only one hamster. And I will go to my deathbed not knowing if they replaced it or if they actually found the same hamster in the house.
What do you mean they replaced it a bunch of times? It lived forever. How do you think it lived forever?
All I'm saying is I asked them about it because it only got out like the once for good, and then they found it like a week later. And I was like, so like you got like, not yesterday, but recently. I was like, so you guys just bought a new hamster, right?
Yeah.
And they were legit like, honest to God, I can't remember.
Yeah, that surprises you?
No, but I'm just saying, I'll never know.
Who's keeping the records? Come on.
Let me check the hamster file.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a new hamster.
That was actually two hamsters. We actually let them both loose in the house and just happened to only find the one.
This is a little game we used to play.
The cat ate the other one years later.
Anyway.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you though, once the climax hits, this movie's moving.
What's your climax? What part is the climax?
Like so after the factory guy dies, Denise Crosby decides to confront the doll.
Yep.
And then you very quickly get into a situation where she's fighting the doll at home, and then there are dolls trying to kill Dad at the factory while Rip Torn is screwing around in the ruins.
Yeah, there's one phrase to me was the climax.
Remembering that this is a family program, what was that phrase?
Oh, the little kid pulls the boy, whatever his name is, I don't know.
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Blah, blah, Jimmy. He pulls out a gun mid-fight. The mom and the doll are mid-fight. He pulls out a gun, and something was said about playing with something. I don't know, whatever.
Play with this.
And so he says, play with this.
this.
B, and shoots the crap out of that doll.
Way to avoid one curse word, only to circle around to another.
Hey, you gotta get a beep in there somewhere.
Yeah, shoots the doll through the door.
Now, Here's my issue.
That was a powerful rifle.
Yeah, too powerful.
Yeah.
Each one of these dolls goes down like a piece of paper. Like, that's it. Like, nothing, there's nothing to them.
This was a part of the movie I both liked and disliked, because I'm watching this, and I'm watching these dolls kill, now that I'm thinking about it, a grand total of 2 people.
3.
Who's 3?
The archaeologist at the beginning.
That doesn't count. The dolls don't kill that archaeologist.
All right.
So the dolls kill a grand total of 2 people, which is, now that I'm thinking about it, an embarrassingly low body count. But while I'm watching this, I'm thinking, why is it so hard to kill a doll? Like, I feel like if a doll came after me, that would be the best of all possible monsters.
Yeah.
Because, like, at least Chucky has, like, a knife.
Now, mind you, the way they kill the people isn't, like, they don't actually do that much. They, like, electrocute the lady by dropping the outlet in the water.
Yeah.
Didn't really put much into that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think they pushed her in the water. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy, they gave a heart attack to that guy. Basically.
Yeah, so that's an asterisk.
Really, all they do is stab the dad with a pair of scissors.
Which does not kill him.
Right, that's really all they do.
Yeah. These dolls are very ineffective.
Yeah, I agree.
There is a reason why the ancient Mayans or whatever were able to beat this thing to begin with.
You're right, yeah, there's a reason why it was in ruins.
Because it also, even though it's like the son of the devil or whatever, it does not appear to have any supernatural powers.
Nope.
It's not like putting a whammy on anybody or nothing.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop.
Ah, whammy. But, yeah, I'm thinking, why isn't it, dolls coming after you, just kick it. And then, yeah, sure enough, these dolls are very easy to dispose of.
There are certain people in this world when a small being runs at them from a great distance and they could see the small being coming, they do nothing but scream and let it attack.
Yeah.
But there's also some people that would fight back. You know, it just happens. Either way.
Right. Sometimes you're just a suburban dad.
That's right.
Whose cat loses it for a minute and latches onto your leg. And all you can do is go, "Aah!"
To not even step up onto the bar stool you're standing at to avoid it.
Or just, like, get out the way.
Right.
Yeah. Because the cat was all the way at the front window.
A good 50 yards away.
50 yards?
30.
How big a house do you think we grew up in? I'd believe 50 feet.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Froze.
Oh, get it off!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chunk gone. Leg hurt.
That's a pretty big chunk. I'm still impressed that the cat was able to do that kind of damage.
It's a mean cat.
Hey, that cat, higher body count than these dolls.
Yeah.
For sure.
I agree.
For sure. And that's pretty much Dolly Dearest. Because once the climax begins, Rip Torn and the dad decide they're going to dynamite the factory.
Thanks for bringing that up.
And there's some shenanigans where the dolls are like putting out the fuses, but ineffectively.
But, even the ones that they do put out, how does a being from Mayan times know how to put out said dynamite?
Excellent question. These dolls, this being from Mayan times, also knows how to work heavy factory equipment.
Right.
And sewing machines.
Yeah.
These are solid. I can only assume Jesse told him.
Jesse.
I can only assume that during giggle time in bed, the doll turned into-
Giggles time in bed.
Yeah. Or hanging out in the creepy mini house in the backyard.
Yeah, that was too much.
Another red flag. That the doll was like, hey, Jesse, let's say, I don't know, argument's sake. Let's say I wanted to, what are some ways you could kill somebody?
Why is the doll the dog from Men in Black?
Rip Torn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say I wanted to kill like a lot of people. You'd probably use dynamite. Dynamite. Interesting. What does it look like? How does it work?
Watch these cartoons.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you don't buy them from Acme though. They do exist elsewhere.
I see. And if I'm to understand correctly, in your time, coyotes are intelligent.
No.
Interesting.
This is dead. Move on.
Would it?
God.
Jesse, a question for you. Would it drive your father to insanity if I served him a sandwich? And hold on, here's the kicker. That sandwich has way too much tuna on it.
Too much tuna?
An upsetting amount of tuna.
Probably.
Mr. Wade, you join me in a burrito?
Oh, sounds good, Luis, but no thanks.
So that's...
I want to know, I would love to know.
Yeah.
How many people that ever see this, you should put a poll somewhere. How many people that ever see this know what the hell you just were talking about?
Or bothered to watch it through to the end.
If you did my poll, you'd find out both.
That's a good point. Well, how about this? All of you George and Gil fans, leave a comment.
Stop doing that. Okay.
So they explode them dolls. I would have loved.
Yeah.
I would have loved, and the Child's Play movies would have done this. I would have loved a moment where Rip Torn's running around placing dynamite, and one of the dolls like puts a dynamite like in the back of his pants.
Sure.
And then we get to see Rip Torn blow up.
Right.
No, we don't get any of that. The factory explodes. The dolls are seemingly defeated. We are primed as horror movie maniacs for the moment when one of the dolls comes like shambling out of the wreckage, or like now it's somehow a giant monster, or like the little girl says something suspicious.
Yeah.
None of that happens. Factory explodes, They kind of go, huh, credits. Did you notice, did it occur to you that in a couple of scenes, it seemed like they pitched Jimmy's voice up?
Yes.
Who's buried in there? A Maya king? He must be a short guy. This is like King Tut, right?
Now, mind you, I noticed that only very quickly because I was watching it faster.
Right.
And when you watch it faster, it's already pitched up a little bit, but when they did that, it would like even go higher, which was interesting.
Right, and it's like real, like I can only assume his voice was changing.
Right.
And they had a problem with it.
Yeah, they had to try to change it. Yeah.
They didn't have to.
Well, I agree.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. But that's Dolly Dearest. I can't say it lived up to the promise of the trailer.
It was better than I thought it would be.
Sure. But like the trailer, it had the explosion in it and the shotgun scene in it.
Sure.
So the trailer was showing us all the goods right up front.
That happens.
Oh, sure.
You know, that happens. That happens.
But that was Dolly Dearest. Chad, do you have any other thoughts regarding Dolly Dearest?
No, but I could show you two cats confused.
All right.
Two cats confused.
Did they just, Chad?
Yes.
Did they just see a small doll run outside the window?
Probably.
Grab those cats and get out of there.
No, they're gonna take that doll down.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's easy to kill him. That's the worst part of the movie.
Yeah. You can't kill Chucky.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
You just get him a bride.
Have you seen?
No.
All right. Have you seen the 2 most recent Chucky movies on Netflix?
Nope.
Watch them.
Okay.
They are terrific.
Good.
Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky.
All right.
They are terrific movies.
I will watch.
I'm not a huge fan of the earlier installments. I'm like, they're fine.
Sure.
I loved these.
Sure. I'm in.
Okay. Well, we will be back next time to watch another What will that movie be?
Nothing with Chucky.
No, we can't afford that.
That's right.
So we'll see you next time. Good night.
Bye-bye.